Okay, so we got some content that we want to look at first. Spook put up a pretty interesting video that I think it's worth addressing after my video that I put into YouTube. First let's add... We're gonna add Chrome to here. Properties, not that, this. Okay. So I put up a video. Oh, hold on, let me swap. Ah, no, stop.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing
well. No, we're gonna wait for a moment. Give me a moment. Okay. So first off, we'll cut off that. We'll add desktop audio so that it can hear that too. And I need to turn this up just a shade. Also, we'll open me up here. So I recently put out a video about levels, grades, and ranks in Dead by Daylight. So I do have this video that I talk about everything from all of the different ways that you can level up. So we've got our blood webs, our prestige, our grade, our player level, and even our rank / MMR, which I talk about here. With this video and the video that Spooks just put out, I think they kind of pair very well together. Oh, not that one. Do you want to experience life on a ship? There you go. Move. Okay. Anyway, on to this, which is actually more important. We're going to go through his video. By the way, I love that he has the Huntrix shirt on and that it's takedown. That is so... I imagine that is probably or possibly one of his favorite songs in that, so I could understand him getting that shirt. Anyway, we're gonna watch this and we're gonna be pausing. Hold on. Where is my VTuber? My VTuber is way down there, so I need to move this way down here because we're wanting to make this transformative. No, I don't want you part of that. There we go. Okay. I am here. Hello. Nice to see you all. Anyway. He brings up some good points, and while I'm not in complete agreement with what he's saying, I will also add in my 2 cents. So let's start.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I want to talk about a known issue in Dead by Daylight, and it's something that people have been complaining about for years, but I personally didn't realize
we
just
definitely
how bad
have
this was until recently, and that is matchmaking, or MMR. Now, just in case some of you didn't
hold
know,
on. Pause for a moment and go back.
And that is
Okay, this term right here, which people just blanket term matchmaking. This stands for skill-based matchmaking. So your matchmaking is based on your skill. That means it is not based on your prestige. It is not based on your grade. It is not based on anything but how well you do in the game, or that is the intent of it. Is it's supposed to be how well you do in each game. Sorry, there we go. I wanted to put protein shake up as a lurk. Anyway, so let's continue.
Matchmaking, or MMR. Now, just in case some of you didn't know, I just attempted the Hardcore Killer Challenge on the Nintendo Switch 1. And how the Hardcore Killer Challenge works is you start a brand new, fresh account, and you try to get from Ash 4 all the way up to Iridescent 1.
I would love to do this, but this would entail buying another version of the game, and I don't want to do that at this time. There are many other things that I have going on, but this would be amazing to do.
And on the Nintendo Switch, I only use the 9
and also migraine-inducing.
The Nintendo Switch version of Dead by Daylight, and I attempted that challenge. And the biggest mind-blowing thing...
Also, kudos to him. I don't think that I could stick with just the ones that came with the game that I bought. I would have to buy the ones that I am good at.
to me
I
was
suck.
the matchmaking. First of all, I attempted this challenge with crossplay turned on, and I didn't go against one fellow Switch player throughout the entirety of the challenge.
This right here is a problem all on its own, though. This means that there are not enough Switch players that are playing. And it's not just that there are not enough Switch players that are playing, but there are not enough Switch players that are playing with crossplay enabled. So, for the most part, what I imagine is many Switch players are playing with friends who are on a different platform. So, you're not gonna get lobbies very quickly when the majority of the people that you are playing with or trying to play with are playing with someone from another platform. So you just automatically won't get matched with that. And that's a problem that behavior has with, I'm assuming, with the popularity of the Switch, or maybe the ease and usability, because he talks about it later and how the game is on Switch later. And it is, to me, it is awful. I don't know if I could do this on Switch. I think I would have to do this on a console like PlayStation or Xbox, or just on my PC in general.
Only went against PC players, Xbox, or PlayStation. That's it. But I had to do it this way because if crossplay was turned off, it would have taken forever to find a match.
Right.
And what blew me away more than anything else, even more than how badly this game runs on the Nintendo Switch, was the way that this game throws new players to the wolves. This right here that I'm showing you on the screen right now was my 5th ever killer match on this account.
Okay. I would love to see the first 4. If this is the 5th one, I would love to see the first 4. I would also love to see how he did in those first 4 games.
My 5th match, and look what I went against. A P38, a P29, a P34, a P10, and if you look at the builds, we have Unbreakable, Dead Hard, Finesse, Resilience.
You also have Dramaturgy and Chemtrap in there.
Build, just a full background player, Breakout, Saboteur, Sabo Toolbox. Here's another example, and this is maybe around 15 to 20 hours on the account total, and I'm just going against like almost full P100 lobbies, brand new parts, all kinds of stuff. I shit you not, I even went against comp players, or people who claim to be comp, while on this Switch account.
Comp is pretty broad.
I can't do anything here. Can I? Squirt comp. Am I going against a comp player while on Switch? On Switch, I have a total of like, what, 10, 15 hours? Wow, comp players playing against 10 to 15 hour Switch players? How am I in a comp player's lobby? Is this how you guys get your clips? Wait, they're gonna go for a CJ. Wait, they think I'm terrible because I'm on Switch? They're gonna go for a CJ. Watch. Oh, you guys fucked up the CJ anyway. You guys can't even fucking CJ?
Okay.
You guys can't even fucking CJ a Switch player? Come on, man. Come on, as a comp player?
Hold on. We are 250-ish, and hold on. I want to see that. Is this his 5th game that he was showing us? Wesker's chair. Oh my god. No, this is not the 5th game. I wonder what game this is.
You would think you'd be able to CJ a Switch player with 10 hours, right?
Except you don't actually have 10 hours. You have thousands of hours.
TikTok. Ready?
And for those who don't know, what's happening here is she's waiting for him to come break the pallet. Because when he goes to break the pallet, if she vaults it at that particular time, what's embarrassing, Rocky? That they can't get a CJ Tech on a Switch player with 10 hours? Is that what you were saying? Anyway, so the CJ Tech here, the way it works is if the killer is coming up to break the pallet with a survivor under them, if you vault the pallet at the right time, it defaults them to pick up the survivor. The survivor with the flashlight then vaults back over the pallet and gets the flashlight save. So what he's doing here is he's moving up to make him think that he's going for the pick, but he's not. He backs up and he hits them instead. That's how you counter the CJ tech.
We actually 3K'd against comp players on Switch, guys. Seeing a P100 go against a P0, I have 10 hours on this Switch account.
Okay. You have 10 hours on the Switch account, but you are not playing with the skill of a 10-hour player. You are playing with the skill of someone more skillful. So this is proof that the system is working depending on how many games. Again, I would love to see those first 4 games that he played. He didn't really talk about them much. So I'm assuming that those first 4 games were fairly easy because he was getting lower MMR survivors. But the game recognized that his skill is not a lower skilled player. So they are moving him up. And what they probably did with that 5th game that he started complaining about is he was probably doing so well that the system did throw him to the wolves. And what that does is that then tells the system how well he does against that team, and then it adjusts it down depending on how well you do. Or maybe it will adjust you up if you are still more skillful.
I also had some survivors come to my chat to tell me GG throughout the challenge when they saw that they went against me. And when this would happen, I would just, out of curiosity, ask them, hey, how many hours do you have? How many hours do you have in this game, Talitha? 6 or 8,000? Okay, well, just so you know, and this isn't a you thing, this is a DBD thing, you are able to get 25-hour Switch players in your lobby.
Okay, but you are not playing like a 25-hour player. Yes, Rakta, it is called smurfing. He's doing this for a challenge, which you see also in Valorant. You see it in Valorant quite frequently, where people will get new accounts and then see how fast that they can get from Iron all the way up. But you're not... You're talking about the hours that the player has, Spooks. And those hours don't dictate their skill level. Your hours are 100% not dictating your skill level. So I think that in this video, you are proving that behavior's skill-based matchmaking is working to a point. Now, while I say that, I also realize that this is not always the case. There are times that I will get killers who only have 20 hours under them. Now, they're not Switch players, they're PC players, because I'm talking with them in the in-game chat. If they came to my chat, then I would talk to them there as well. But you can't say the system isn't working when it obviously is, because it's recognizing your skill and it is putting you with players of approximately equal skill. Oh, this is the Wesker's chair. That was game 5. This was game 5. Unless he got them again. Hold on. We are now at 347. Wait. Hold on. Oh, it was this one. Yeah, this was the one that he's looking at. 347. But there was one here before it. Yeah, that wasn't the same game. Okay, so back to 347.
Abby, that's how fucked up DBD is. That's how fucked up DBD
But
is.
it's
you
not
played against
fucked
me,
up.
Hybrid? Oh, you were the Fang. Yeah, GG's. Oh, Hybrid, you have 4,000 hours? Yeah, 4,000 hours, and you went against a 25-hour Switch player. I did the math, and by the end of this challenge, I had a total of 22.5 hours on this Switch account. 22.5. And I'm going against players with thousands of hours. And I was able to beat a lot of these survivors. I was able to beat a lot of these teams. And
yes, because you are better.
Because I have over 8,000 hours myself. I've been playing this game for years. And I'm just trying to imagine, like, what if this was an actual new Nintendo Switch player who wanted to play with crossplay on so they didn't have to wait an hour for a match?
Okay, so the test that he's doing here for the MMR is a skewed test because of him smurfing. This would have a lot more credit if he was showing the gameplay of someone who didn't have experience, who was picking up the Switch at this time and was trying. And what I would imagine is they would not get this at the 5th game. Unless they are very good at video games, they would not be getting these teams at that game. Learning curve. It's all about how dedicated one wants to become with the punishment of game. That is true. That is very true. A lot of it is that. What I would imagine, though, is I would imagine that when a brand new Switch player picks up the game and starts playing, they might, on the 5th game, be paired with a very skilled team with thousands of hours. It would be rare, and it would be a flaw within the system. And I'll talk a little bit more about the system and the matchmaking and the time within the game as well here in a moment. But I would imagine that they might get a skilled team, and then after facing that skilled team and getting destroyed, because he did not get destroyed with this team. He got a 3K with this team. Yes, it also does depend on the time of day. But that is dependent on the player base too. So the time of day that is better changes because more players will be on or off or what have you. But then after they face that team and they get destroyed, then it's going to put them back with lower MMR survivors and killers, etc.
So, hey, the only console I have is a Switch. I'm going to download Dead by Daylight and I'm going to play it and give it a shot. And this is what they're going against. This is what brand new players have to go against. Not even just on Switch.
It's not likely.
Any platform having to go against people with thousands of hours, and this is with MMR implemented, by the way. And that's kind of the whole point I'm bringing this up. The whole reason I'm bringing this up is because I don't understand what the point of skill-based matchmaking is, or MMR, or any of that stuff in this game, because it obviously doesn't work, and it's always been flawed. We always have given it shit and made fun of it, but just seeing just how abysmal it is firsthand on this brand new Switch account is just, it's insane to me. I really do feel like the old system worked better when it was based on your rank or your grade. So like if you were rank 20, you were going against other rank 20s, or if you were rank 1, you were going against other rank 1s.
See, I kind of disagree with this though. Players like him and I who have played so much within the game, we cannot do this test. This is not a test that we can do and expect to get the results that a new player would get. Because it is skill-based matchmaking. Because it is not determined by rank. Because it is not determined by hours. It is based on skill.
And obviously it wasn't perfect, but maybe it was a little more accurate than this.
No.
Now, I would like to clarify that the point of this video isn't just to flame behavior and say, oh my god, you guys suck, your MMR is terrible, what's wrong with you, you have to fix this immediately. Because they've already said that they're trying to refine the MMR system and skill-based matchmaking, whatever. They're saying that that's, I think, coming this year. That's one of the main things they're focusing on this year, is to make matchmaking a bit more tight, a bit more fair. But I'm more so just making this because I didn't realize just how bad it currently is.
Exactly, Rocky.
With all that being said, I would just like to say that I did successfully...
So, here's the thing. His test here should not be advertised as a test for how new players are going to experience the game. This test is actually a test showing how well the MMR skill-based matchmaking system works. So, it can be an experiment, but he's got the wrong... he's looking at it from the wrong thing. His experiment is showing how well the system is picking up his skill and applying it to the game.
Complete the Hardcore Killer Challenge on the Nintendo Switch. Oh no, she fucked up. It's got to be a double, though. It's got to be a double. It needs to be a double pip. God, please. Please, God,
I know
please,
this
please,
feeling
please,
so
please,
much. I know this feeling so much.
Yes!
Good job. Good job.
We fucking did
And
it.
also, can we say kudos for doing that in 22 and a half hours? He said that by the end of this, he had 22 and a half hours in the game. So he got from Ash 4 to Eerie 1 in under 25 hours. Just over half of a normal work week.
Dude. Oh my god.
I'm like ready to pop. I'm ready to blow. Here we go.
I love all of his
my
little
God.
things.
Here we go.
This was the final result. I had 4 killers eliminated and I had 10 total lives remaining when I hit Iridescent 1. This was easily one of the most brutal challenges I have ever attempted in Dead by Daylight. Here's a little compilation of me losing my mind. Whatever, I'll just try to tunnel and see if these graphics are so bad. It's pathetic, yeah.
Oh my god, that
Guys, are we
that
watching the same
glitching. Oh my
thing?
god.
Did you guys just see that?
Oh, the frame rate is awful. How are Switch players supposed to... I'm sorry. I understand his pause there because, oh my god.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm stuttering again.
Oh. This is as bad as when they first did that graphic update 5 or 6 years ago. Oh!
How did I go
Oh!
back to what? Guys, what? Guys, what? Guys,
They don't Switch players do not
Guys,
exist.
what?
How was
gonna,
Nurse eliminated? I don't know how Nurse could survive through this. I have no clue how Nurse would be able to survive through this till the end. I need to see his list of killers that were eliminated.
I can't swing! I can't swing! I can't swing! I can't swing! I can't, I can't swing! I can't swing! What the fuck?
Oh my god. Switch internet connection is a joke and usually
What
isn't
the
used
fuck?
for this kind
What
of
is the
game.
game?
I see why!
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
And then here comes the body block, right? No? Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I can't fucking play this
Oh!
game.
Oh my, and he got this in 22 and a half hours? I'm sorry. I need something like that. I need something like that that's not
bag.
gonna do any damage. It's just gonna be able to be swapped.
Yeah, it was an old Navy bag. Yo, at least I didn't break anything. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever played Dead by Daylight on the Nintendo Switch. People are already bugging me to try Hardcore Survivor on Nintendo Switch, and I don't know if I have it in me to try that.
I wouldn't.
really
I don't even have it in you to
but
do this as
on
killer.
the other side, I'm really
no.
hoping that Behavior can implement some changes to improve MMR so that brand new players aren't having to get completely shit on by comp players and people with thousands of hours. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Okay. So that was that video. And again, I do have my own video here that explains about the levels, grades, and rank in Dead by Daylight. You are free to go and watch that if you would like. I will drop a link. And I will be posting this on YouTube. This short little reaction here that I did. Again, I think his video is a great video to show that the MMR system is working. However, I will also say that his complaint is still very valid because there are players who have 20 hours and are thrown in with people who have thousands of hours. I think I once faced a killer that had 11 hours. I think that was the lowest that I've ever faced of anyone that I talked to. And that should not happen. Like, he legit only had 11 hours. He had never played the game before. And that really should not happen. Now, to kind of explain why it will happen from time to time, let me go ahead and remove this. So that will occur from time to time because queue times will get long. So, unlike here, where in the 2v8, where I can ready up, see that I've got a 28-minute wait, and then join something else. When you are playing regular games and you queue up to go into a match, what's going to happen is it's going to try... hold on. All right. So, let me bring this over and reshare Chrome. All right. So, I have no clue what these are. Oh, I was looking at stuff in these places. Anyway, so I live in Indiana. And I believe that my closest server, Dead by Daylight server, is in Illinois. So when I ready up for a game, it's going to try to put me with a similar MMR in that location. If it cannot do that quickly, then it reaches out to another server that's a little far away. So this is why you're going to get ping differences. Is if it's taking too long, it's going to move to another server and see if they can apply you there. And then it'll move to another one, and another one, and another one. And when you're not lucky, you're going to get moved down here to Brazil, a Brazil server, and you're going to have ping over 200. So while it's doing that, it is also going to start looking in other MMR ranges. So it's going to broaden the MMR. And unfortunately, that MMR gets broadened so much that it can pair someone with 10 hours to someone with 14,000. And this is why hours don't necessarily matter so much, except the fact that I have a hell of a lot of knowledge of the game, and they do not. No matter how good they are. If they have 10 hours in the game, and they have not spent 30, 40, 50, 100 hours watching people, learning the perks, learning the information. If they have not spent time outside the game, and they have only been in the game for 10 hours... then they will not be able to compare to a 14,000 hour person. That is just not doable, because that 14,000 hour person knows things that you learn over time. It's not related to necessarily how the killer plays. It's related to how you can loop, how you can run, making sure that you take hits, all of that stuff. So 14,000 hours are 100% going to be better than someone with 10 hours. Now, if that person with 10 hours has put a lot of time watching other people playing, or not playing, but watching other people, reading about the perks, learning about the perks, learning about the loops, because there are things that you can learn about the loops before you ever play the game. If they have done that, they might have a chance. Hold on. We'll move to a medic. So, there's not really a comparison with that, but someone who has done that studying... You are in my 2v8 group! Thank you! Hope you have a lovely game with me. No promises. I'm also discussing other things, so... I am a bit distracted, I will say that. I am a bit distracted. We are talking about rank and MMR. I lost my train of thought, which happens so frequently. My brain just goes off. Anyway, I think his video is wonderful to showcase how well the skill-based matchmaking is working. But I also think that he is touching on a topic that I wish we had a proper test for. Someone who had never played the game. Make sure you run directly to Kate if you're in trouble. Yes, you can sandbag me. I don't care. That's all we can ask. No, I'm not Robin. I need to be Robin. Oh well. yeah, in conclusion, I would love to see this test done by a killer who is really just starting to play the game. A proper experiment of this. And it does need to be addressed, but without that information, we don't actually know how bad the MMR system is.